Today we've got the 7 tools that I wish I had never bought. I wasted my money so you guys don't have to. And I'm also going to show you guys the tools that I would buy in place of these and the reason why I wouldn't. And I'll make sure I tell you guys exactly why for each tool, because some of them actually might fit your needs, but they definitely did not fit mine. I've had a lot of tool buying decisions to make in the last couple of years, and I've made a lot of bad ones, made a lot of good ones too. That's probably the whole reason why we have this channel, is because I love tools so much. So if you guys are interested in tools, electrical, any of that stuff, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to say shout out to our sponsor, Markate. They help manage the relationship that you have with your customer. For all of you service-based businesses out there, there's going to be a link in the description for a 2-week free trial, but they'll help you send invoices, quotes in a timely fashion. They'll help you keep your schedule on track. They are fantastic, and I love the service that they provide. So you guys, if you're in a service-based business, if you have a CRM currently and you're looking for a better one, they are fantastic. They got a lot of cool features. So go ahead over to Markate and check that out. But let's go ahead and hop into what you came here for. Number 1, we're going to start off hot and heavy. And I don't even have the one that I wouldn't buy here, but anything from Milwaukee that isn't fuel. Now, this isn't just Milwaukee, it's everything, okay? We'll translate. Fuel is their brushless set of tools. You guys, for commercial or industrial work, for if you are constantly doing this, I like Milwaukee's platform. They're fantastic. If your company has DeWalt, obviously get DeWalt. As much as it pains me to say that, if it's a Bosch company, get Bosch. That way, you're just uniform with everybody else. If you need to borrow a charger or a battery, you can. You don't have to stop working. That's my tip for choosing the brand of power tools. However, if you're a professional, get the professional line of tools. I can't explain to you enough. When I first started, I got the 12-volt non-brushless, and it was just like, I love Milwaukee with my whole heart. This M12 Impact it's my joy and my pride in life. However, the brushless one was not. My father actually has it. I gave it to him, just gave it to him because I was like, there's no need in me having it. So whatever power tool brand that you get, invest in the brushless version of those power tools. You will not regret it. They're a lot more powerful. They make the batteries last longer, and they are the professional line for a reason, you guys. That's fuel for Milwaukee. I'm not even going to pretend to know what the other brands, what those lines are that are brushless, because I don't know anything about power tools except for how to use them like an absolute monster. Get the brushless power tools, you guys. It's the best thing that you can do. Now, next up, another universal thing is, this is a filler. Next up, expensive, cheap wire strippers. Like, this goes for all pliers, really. There's another one here coming up, but the expensive, cheap pliers are so dumb. This is a set that I got from Southwire, and they're like kind of expensive, but they're also kind of cheap. So, especially stripping wires, I'm an electrician. I strip wires a lot. When I got this pair, I was like, oh, this is cool. It's not cool. They're garbage, okay? If you're going to get a cheap set of wire strippers, get the Kleins because they are quality. Do not cheap out and get some random Southwire, Cobalt, whatever. Get the Kleins if you want to go for a less expensive pair. They're great quality. They strip well. They work well. They're fantastic. If you want to get the best of the best and you want to go for this, like this style of plier that's got extra features to it and stuff, these are the Knipex forged wire strippers. These are the strippers of all strippers. They're an absolute dog. They are the best wire strippers on the market currently. They're my favorite to use. I do love them. They cut well. They strip well. They do everything. They're amazing. Do not just cheap out and buy the like store brand-ish type. I know that Southwire is not a store brand, but they are close enough. I hate their pliers. They make a lot of great electrical stuff. However, their hand tools just aren't it. These Kleins, I believe, are the same price or cheaper. They just work better. These are the glow-in-the-dark set. They are a little bit different than just their base set. However, they're just glow-in-the-dark. It's just a stupid thing that I was like, that's cool. And I got them. I like them. Best you can get, most expensive, fantastic pair right here. Knipex forged wire strippers. Inexpensive pair. It's the pair you want if you're not trying to spend money. Get these, especially if you're doing this every day. Have professional tools. It's not hard, you guys. It's just money. You gotta make it somehow, and sometimes you have to buy tools that you like. Buy some halfway decent wire strippers. You guys might actually be shocked about this if you know anything about the channel, because Knipex, they're kind of my babies. They don't sponsor this channel. I love them. I wish they would sponsor this channel because I love their tools anyway. But I'm about to say something very, very naughty, and that is that I don't love their big Cobras. Like, I don't regret spending the money on these, but if I'm going to tell you guys to spend your money on one thing, it's not going to be these. Just the big ones. The 16-inch set or the 22 and a half or 21, the 20-inch set. All right. They are not nearly as form factor great as the smaller versions. I love those. I'll talk about those here in a second. If you don't know about them, you will soon. These things here are incredibly more expensive than the alternative of the channel locks. I like the channel lock versions. They're actually a little bit lighter, just a hair, and the form factor is the same, but the price is like way better for the channel locks. This is purely for running pipe. This is not about anything else. So if you guys are in a different industry, if these are like you see on all the pictures with these 20-inch pliers, if it's like the ones where you see them, they have these like huge nuts that they're spinning off of these huge threads. I've never even seen in my life before. But if you're doing that, these might be better. The Cobras might be better. This jaw is amazing. I'll talk about it here in a second. The push button's amazing. I do love it. That being said, I would tell anybody any day of the week that get the channel lock version. They are like half the price usually, and it's the same form factor. And you know, I guess it depends too on how often you run 3-inch rigid, 4-inch rigid. When it comes to stuff like that, I actually do suggest the channel lock version of this larger plier. That's the 16 and the 20. Anything below that, I'm Cobra all day. All day. One tool that I do regret buying is all of these just store brand pliers, basically Cobalt, Lowe's, same thing, right? I don't love them. I bought them when I was an apprentice, when I was really young. I was like, I need them. And I look back on it, and these have been in a bag in my shed for like 4 years now, 5 years now. I had to go find them. I literally had to go look for these. I wasted as much money on these as I did on these Cobras here. And these Cobras are amazing. These are the best adjustable pliers that exist. This push button here sets it into place. Do you see all those teeth in there? That's how many settings there are. They grab pipe like nobody's business. This type of jaw allows the teeth to be a lot more aggressive, so you get a better grip on your pipe. They're phenomenal. Look how open they are at the bottom. That means my hand only has to be here. If you have to open it up to go grab something larger, you just, it's actually smaller, which allows it to be easier in your hands. They're more maneuverable. They're easier to use. They're incredibly lighter too. The head on these is much thinner than the channel lock style. Okay. I like this so much better. These are considered water pump pliers. Knipex makes the best. They're the Cobras. I legitimately spent as much on this set of pliers as I did on all three of these. And these are just garbage, and they don't work as well. And I could have had the thing that I love to use the best the first time if I had just known. But I hadn't done any research at the time, and I didn't know that these were like the holy grail of water pump pliers. Do yourself a favor. Spend it. It is a very, very small amount of money, especially for the 10-inch Cobras. The 12 are more expensive. The 7.5, like, it just depends. But I'm telling you guys that you can find the 10-inch pair for a very, very reasonable price, and it's worth it every single time. If you're not going to get these, I suggest at minimum you get the channel lock brand. I don't hate them. I just don't like them as much as this style. Do what you want, do what you please. But I'm telling you, if you've never tried the Cobras, they're an absolute game changer. You won't regret it. One tool I regret buying is small nut drivers. These things drive me insane. I couldn't even actually find my normal nut drivers. I have bought like 4 sets of the small Milwaukee nut drivers. They just disappear on me. They walk away. I don't know if it's like that for you guys. You have to have an extension for them. Like it's just It's so much easier to just have the right size tool, to have the 6-inch nut drivers. And I'll show you guys the ones that I like. This one's actually a double-sided bit. It got a 1/4 inch and a 5/16 driver on it. You can pull it out and flip it around. Boom, like that. I couldn't even find the normal Milwaukee nut drivers that I have spent so much money on for no reason. And they're not like extremely cheap either. Now, what I prefer to have is the Weeha nut drivers. If you've never seen this bag, this is my bit bag. It's got all my bits in it. They're all impact rated. I'll leave a link to a video at the end that goes over this in detail. I get a lot of very positive feedback from this. On this side here, all of these things here, these color-coded things are nut drivers. It's a great set. They're super high quality. The color lasts for forever. I've had no issues with them at all. They come in this pack of 6. They're great. They're awesome. They're 6 inches, so I don't have to worry about length. I don't have to worry about reach. It gives me a little bit more distance. It's fantastic. If you want a less expensive version, this is from Liberaton. This set here is very affordable. They're 6 inches. They work great. There's magnets in them as well. They're awesome, okay? They're not color-coded. You can color-code them with tape if you need to. If you really are feeling the color codation and you want to, you can color customize them with paint/tape, whatever you want. I don't care. As soon as I bought my first set of 6-inch nut drivers, I was done buying these little cheapo but expensive piece of crap nut drivers. This one here from Malco it's decent. It's got 2 of them on there. However, they just disappear. They just fall into the abyss of life, into any tool bag or whatever. I'll leave a link to this video at the end, so it'll be the video that you can watch up next. If you guys are interested in seeing this case, do what you want. I get a lot of positive feedback. One tool I regret buying so many of, I guess, are these Knipex diagonal cutters. Now, Knipex diagonal cutters are my favorite. However, there's so many options, okay? We'll list them real quick. I'll show you guys. There's 3 sets of handles. There's the insulated, which are the red and yellow. There's the comfort grip, which are the red and blue. And then there's the normal dipped handle here. That's the red. I don't care for dipped handles ever, except for the Cobras. So that's a personal preference. Some people love them. Now, the other thing that differentiates them is the length. There's the 10-inch sets here, which is this set, or there's the 8-inch set here. Most pairs traditionally are the 8-inch pair from different companies. Knipex makes a 10-inch pair. I love them to death. They're so cool. But that gives you 2 other options with all 3 handles. And then on top of that, there is the straight pair and there's the angled pair. You have that for both the 10 and the 8 for all 3 handles, except for the insulated. There's not an angled for the insulated diagonal cutters for the 10-inch set. All that to say, I've bought every style ever. I have more sets than this somewhere. I know I have at least another straight set of the 8-inch set because I didn't know that they weren't the angled ones. I wanted the angled ones for these. Then I wanted the 10-inch ones. I started off with these and then finally ended up getting the 10-inch insulated set because I wanted all my tools to be insulated. This is all to say they're my favorite set of diagonal cutters. Just look at what you're getting before you get it. Look at the number, the part number. Make sure you're getting angled if you want angled. Make sure you're getting the insulated grip if you want the insulated grip. I didn't know at the time and slowly evolved, but it was like $400 worth of diagonal cutters later. Then I was like, this is the set I want. So just watch people's stuff, see what people like, see what people have to say who have tried them. Don't waste your own $400. Waste somebody else's, like mine. I prefer the 10-inch insulated. I like all of my tools to be insulated just because the safety, and I also like them to match. So that's cool. But the 10-inch pair of insulated doesn't have an angled. I don't like the 10-inch angled pairs as much. I kind of like the 10-inch pairs straight, okay? So that being said, if you want an angled pair, get the 8-inch angled pair. They're great. I love the comfort grip. They're super comfortable. If you don't care, if you like the just regular dipped handles, get the regular dipped handles and you do you, okay? Do whatever you like, whatever fits your workflow. Just don't switch up like me But again, that's probably the whole reason why we have this channel, is because I've switched up so many times and have a plethora of tools. I regret not making a better, more informed decision. You guys, there's more information on these diagonal cutters in my plier video. And last but not least, I regret buying cheap, expensive tool bags. Now, what this really means is I paid $90-ish for this, and it just sits in my little studio because I don't really have anything to do with it now. Like, it's a decent bag. I like that it has a hard bottom to it. Another example of a bag I regret buying is this one here from Milwaukee. I like backpacks a lot, but they're just not the quality that I really need. And now that I've started with the Vito Pro Pack, I love Vito. This bag here, I will preface, is much more expensive than those bags. However, it does everything I need it to. There's way more storage, way more organization, and just appeal. I'll say that. It's just beautiful. I regret spending and wasting my money on those bags, especially when I had one. I was just like trying to find a better one. When I was in search of trying to find a better bag that wasn't expensive, I couldn't do it. And so I started with the Klein, and then I got like 4 other bags, and they were all garbage. Now, if I had just started with this Vito like I should have, I spent enough money on bags to buy it. So like, why wouldn't I just do it? This is beautiful. This hard bottom, it does not tip over ever. Like, you can't tip it over. Those bags will not stand up by themselves. When you're like me and you work in factories, you work in dirty, nasty places, you don't want your bag drooping all over the ground. You don't want your tools falling out. You don't want nasty stuff everywhere. When you have this hard plastic bottom, it'll save your life. I regret buying the cheap, expensive tool bags for so long, trying to find a solution to a problem that I just like really wasn't willing to spend the money on at the time. And then after I started buying them, I definitely fell in love, and I have like all of them now, which I want to know, if I did do a Vito Pro Pack giveaway, what bag would you guys want me to give away? Comment down below and let me know what bag you would want to see in a giveaway. And follow us on Instagram if you're not. I'll leave a link down in the description to our Instagram. You guys need to be following that, because that's where we're going to do a giveaway when we do one. It's coming up. Big news, big surprise. Not out yet, but it's going to happen. I wasted a lot of money, hundreds of dollars, on stupid bags, trying to find the one when I should have just spent the money and got the beauty that I really, really was looking for, because there's no other bag on the market like a Vito. There's just not. Doesn't exist. So out of all of these, you guys save yourself some money and buy the correct tools first. It will be something that you don't regret, I promise, especially your wallet. It'll thank you later when you actually have money to take your girlfriend out on a date so she doesn't have to complain about the amount of tools, because you did take her out on a date. You didn't just buy another bag. You bought the right bag and took her out on a date, because you're like that. You guys, those are the 7 tools that I really regret buying. I am so thankful that I made those mistakes so you don't have to. Remember to like this video if it helped you at all. And if you want to see the video that I talk about this beauty right here in all of its organizational glory, you guys head up to this video and watch this. But remember, it's all for his glory, and I will see you guys on the next one.